Hi, good evening, and welcome to the Paul Report. I am your rather happy host, Paul Kravitz. I want to thank you so much for joining. I do appreciate it, very much so. Some of the things I am thankful for this week are the fact that I can still see. We'll cover that in the health update. Let's see. I know that I was messing around with my board this weekend, so I need to make sure that you can hear me, and I need to make sure that I can hear me. So again, I am your host. Where's my host thing? My host thing should be popping up there, but it's not. Well, no, is that me? No, that's not me. Again, I did messies this week. I messed around with stuff, and things are not as they should be. So, you know what I might have done? Let me see. Yep, there's my thing there. I messed with things this week, and so things aren't going to work as well as I hope to. So, there I am. I'm your host and chief bottle washer. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I'm not sure how many folks are out there tonight, but I am thrilled to be doing this show tonight because it is the start of my second season. And a little history for those of the uninitiated. I started this show back in when it was on paper. And it was this newsletter I used to send back to my friends and family from when I was living in Seattle. And I used to write this thing called the Paul Report and send it back to them every month or two or whatever. I only did a few of them, but I called it the Paul Report, and I talked about my life in the Pacific Northwest, and that sort of fell to the wayside. And then came radio, and radio begat my life as doing live broadcast over the internet, otherwise known as podcasting live. Now, my friend Mark and I started a show. I started a show a little bit before him. He joined me, but we did a show called Sound Bites, and I still believe to this day that it is one of the first live shows to go onto the internet. I'd say in the top 100, maybe 500 tops, that go on live ever. So that's pretty exciting because, that's just pretty exciting. Wouldn't you want to be like in the top 500 of something that you did? I know I would, of a lot of people. So anyway, this show has started and stopped many a times, but this current iteration has gone on now consistently, sans maybe a few weeks. Again, I had the surgery back in January, so I missed a whole month or so there. There was a smattering of shows, and I'm sure, Stu, if you're listening, you could probably pick out the shows that I didn't do, because I know you watch me in my show closely as to who does what and where. So I missed a few shows, but for the most part, this iteration of the Paul Report has gone on the longest as itself. So I am celebrating roughly a year, going into my second season. This is going to be my official counting, where I'm going to be counting seasons. I know my buddy Mark started his show, Radio Irregardless, about 8 years ago. At least it seems like 8 years ago. It could have been 5, but no, I think he's on season 8 himself. So he's done a bunch of shows, and if you do have a chance, if you are in the mood for listening to a live show, if you're around Wednesday nights, it's under Mark Scalia. That's Scalia. And you can find him. He's a comic here in Boston and around the country, and you can enjoy his show, Radio Regardless, most Wednesday nights here on Facebook. So, and the only reason I mention that is because he's part of the Paul Report history. Normally, I would play a promo of his during the promo section of the show, but he needs a new one because his current one is old and misleading, because you'll never find him on the service that he's there. Anyway, you know what I haven't done yet? I haven't opened up the comments section yet, but I will. But first, what do you say we go into the health update. Yeah, and we're back for the health update. Now, this one will be a relatively short one compared to other weeks, but just yesterday to Wednesday, I went to the eye doctor, and they are continuing my treatment for the floaters, the blood in the back of my eye. So this month, this actually was 6 weeks ago. I go every 6 weeks. So they're going to they did another injection. Now, last show, or the last time I did this, I came up with the universal symbol for getting a shot in the eye, and it's this. So whenever I do this, it means I got a shot in the eye. So just yesterday, I got a shot in the eye. Again, it was one of the top fears of my life, but after the second one, I am completely done with being afraid. The only time I would be afraid is if I am strapped into a chair and someone's asking me if it's safe. And in that case, if someone's going to put a needle in my eye, I'm going to be freaking out. Just letting you know. Other than that, the feet, I don't know what's up with the feet. If they hurt, they don't hurt. They hurt, they don't hurt. I don't know what's up. My blood sugar's crazy out of control for some reason. I'm taking my meds every day. I'm eating relatively all right, but a couple of meds that I'm not getting because I need to get prior authorization. What is this prior authorization you're referring to? The doctor prescribes it. I pay my money. Send me the drugs, please. Don't be such a dink. All right. So anyway, besides that, life is good. I feel good. My ear sacs have never felt better. I'm hoping another 6 weeks and things will start looking clearer. We're hoping. We'll see what happens. But I got my appointment with my gastro guy coming up in October. So we'll see what this year's piece of resistance for my body will be. Hopefully it'll just be another colonoscopy or an endoscopy. They'll find nothing, and I can go on my merry way for the next year. So that has been the Paw Report Health Update. All right, we're back yet again. All right, so now I'm pulling up the comments section here. And let me do this. Let's see who we have in the chat tonight. All right, going north, because I'm going to start at the top. We got my sister. Hey, Janice. Me. I posted a link. Yay, me. Let me move this over here so it looks like I'm actually looking at you. Janice is here again. I said Janice. Stanley. Thank you, Stanley, for coming in. I appreciate it. Rico. As always, a pleasure to have you here. And let's see. That's it so far. All right. Well, hey, thank you all for commenting. If you are here and you haven't commented, please do so. Now, my comment section does pick up both the Facebook and the YouTube. So if you happen to be watching on YouTube, please do so. Hey, look, Lauren's here tonight. Hey, Lauren. All right. So let's take a look here. We've done that. Oh, you know what? Excuse me. I want to try this. What I want to do is I want to play a game, a quick game. And this game is called Hangman. Now you're saying, Paul, how are we going to play Hangman? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a little hangman thing here. Okay. So there's the gallows. Okay. And then we're going to put our letters up in this area here. Okay. Well, let's see. Can we see that? Is that in? Yes. Okay. And I'm going to put the word down in here. Now, I'm going to think of a word, and we're going to make it easy tonight. All right? So we're going to say, okay. It is 6 letters long. Okay. And I'll give you a hint. It's a noun. So if you all want to just, like, put a few letters in there, maybe put some in and then stop and let me see them. And then we'll figure out what letters are good, what letters are bad. And we'll see if the Hangman can. All right. What's that? A B? All right. We do have a B. All right. Anyone else want to throw a letter in? Anyone else? So far, you're off to a good start. You're 1 for 1. It's a noun. That's about as far as I can go. All right, here we go. We get an N. No, Stan, you can't. This isn't Wheel of Fortune rules. Janice, no. All right, Lauren chose an N. An N is not there. We got a head. All right. No, it's not block. That's 5 letters. This is 6. Go back to the Vogue. One work boot plus 1 work boot equals 2 work boots. All right, we have a K from Mark. No Ks. All right, we got the body. All right, got a nice long body here. A. There is no A. Okay. We have a hand. I mean, what happened? No, Janice. Pick one. Pick a vowel, any vowel. Someone's already said A. I should have music on the background with this, shouldn't I? All right. All right, need more letters. What's that, an I? Nope, no I. Oh, wait a minute, gonna make another E, there is an E. All right. All right, you're getting close, I can tell. I know it. You're getting close. I know, it's kind of tough to see these letters. Hold on a second. Let me see if this will help. How's that? All right. N. There is no N. So we already chose N from before. Look, I'm not going to charge you for that one. That's a freebie. All right. Let me go back to my... Oh, let me go to black. Let me see if black will work well. Let's see. This is a B, and this is an E. Okay. R. No R. Gonna put it. Now I do hands and feet, just so you know. There is no S. You guys are missing the you got vowels to choose from here. Nah, Mark says C. No C. We got a couple fingers here. Okay. Nope, I'm putting fingers and toes on just to give you that. I'm going to give you a couple more guesses, then we're going to have to move along. Andre, I think we already had an A. What a mess the screen is getting. Oh, there we go. There is an O. Let me move this mic out of the way somehow. Hold on. Let me see here. No Y. Sorry, hun. All right, you got some fingers up in here. Looks like Freddy Krueger. Andre with the win. Yes. All righty. Let's see. B-O-T-T-L-E. That's a T. Nice. Nice. Nice job, Andre. All right. How was that? Was that fun? Let me know if that was fun. And maybe we'll do some other right-on games later on. Not today, but in other shows, we'll do some other right-on games. So that was kind of cool. And, all right, let's see. What does he win? He gets to work with me. No, it wasn't 20 million. It wasn't 200 million, Mark. It was about $20 in parts. That's about it. Pong? Yeah, no, I don't know if I could do Pong on this. Well, maybe, but not that you guys can play with. This best I can do is something I can write on a screen with. That's what the whole trick was, the whole write on screen thing that I read about somewhere, and I saw that all I needed was a $15 part, and I had everything else. So biggity bang boom, there we are. So if you like games like that, you should watch Mark's show because he plays a ton of fun games, and I'm stealing that one for myself. Hangman. I don't think you ever played Hangman though. Anyway. So thank you all for joining in the chat, for joining in the games. I did want to go over a couple of news items for the week that I read about, and they kind of follow a theme. So hang with me here. So this story is out of Berlin, Germany. Now, I don't know if you know, Germany does have a requirement to wear masks in stores, and it is one of the measures that they take to ensure the spread of the virus, to kind of keep it from spreading. So keep this in mind while we're going through this story. This is a story about a 49-year-old German man who was denied service at a gas station because he wasn't wearing a mask. All right? So the attendant at the station was just merely doing their job and refused to sell this man beer. So the guy goes to the store. He wants to get beer. He can't get it because he's not wearing a mask. Okay? So after the argument between the clerk and this guy, the man leaves without his beer. Okay? Now, a half hour later, not asking for papers, asking for a mask on his face. That's all. That's all he's asking for. Put a mask in your face. Put a kerchief over your face. It's not Gestapo. It's just a mask. So a half hour later, the guy returns to the gas station wearing a mask. He walks into the store, says nothing, puts a bullet in the head of the clerk. Kills him right on the scene. Okay? He fled the scene, but later he turned himself into the police. Now, when I first read this story, I was quite perturbed because I used to work in a gas station. When I was in the Northwest, I worked at a gas station because I needed some extra cash. So working at a gas station should just be that. You take some money, you give people some stuff, you make a latte here and there. That's what I had to do. People come in and they transact their business. If someone came in with no shirts, no shirt, no shoes, guess what? No service. It was simple. People abided by it. Okay? People went and they did this. No shirt, no shoes, no service. Common sense plays here. So this guy, because he couldn't get his beer in Germany, and there were no other stores apparently in the whole country that he could have gone to, he comes back and shoots this 20-year-old kid in the head and kills him dead. When he was being interrogated by the police, he further stated that he was angry, and he did this out of anger after being refused service for not wearing a mask. And he further stated that he rejected all the measures against the coronavirus. So already he's angry about the coronavirus and having to do all these things to stop the spread. He's angry because he couldn't get his beer from the clerk who refused him service because the clerk was merely following the rules that the government had put in place to stop the spread of a virus, a public health issue. So this gentleman, who is a German citizen, you can't know their name because of privacy laws, so his name wasn't released. So there are concerns in Germany. Now, I'm going to butcher this name. I should probably print it on the screen, but it's the Querdenken movement. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's Querdenken. Querdenken movement. Now, these are people who oppose masks and vaccines. Many of them are conspiracy theorists, and some are far-right and neo-Nazi extremists. Now, of course, it goes without saying that there's a concern about the radicalization of Germany's Querdenken movement, which includes people who... I already read that. Sorry. It wasn't immediately known if the suspect in the gas station killing was associated with this movement or not. Now, this man has no priors, as they say in this country. Out there, they say this man was not previously known to the police, and he was not legally entitled to possess the firearm found at his house. Okay. Now, I'm curious. I haven't really read the comments after Mark's papers thing, but does this strike you as just kind of reaching a fever pitch of this whole, you know, it's I want to say I understand. I do want to say I understand where people are coming from that they don't want to wear a mask. My wife will attest that I have bitched and moaned about not wanting to wear a mask when the pandemic was in height back in 2020. I would piss and moan. I do not want to wear this mask. I'll wear it, but I don't want to. Okay? But I did it because, one, I was I'm at a higher risk of getting something because of my autoimmune issues, okay? And then even more so, after my surgery, I'm at even a higher risk now, okay? So, but I fought it. But I did it because it's the right thing to do, okay? Now, in the days after the vaccine and all these things start to loosen up. That's okay. Then the new variant comes along, and we got to put the mask on again. It's not the end of the world to wear it. It's not the end of the world, really, if you don't wear it. But you're at a higher risk of contracting something and or giving it to somebody else. Soapbox removed. Okay, now this is one story. There's another story. Mark says it's a similar incident. And Stanley, I don't recall that one, but if they did drop their enforcement of it, then that's their choice. But we as people should want to protect ourselves and other people. So while Walmart dropped its requirements, we would hope that people would still continue doing it just until the public safety aspect of it has been somewhat quenched or squelched. Be that as it may. Another story is most of us, if not all of us, have been to Chipotle. And we all know that their food is good, if that's what you're into. I mean, I like it. But this story about this woman that I'm about to tell you, she must really, really love it. So on, I believe it was September 18th, around 5 p.m. at the Roosevelt Mall in Philadelphia, manager at a Chipotle decides that she needs to close the store because of a staffing issue. Okay? She tells her employees to tell the customers to apologize and say, hey, you got to leave the store. If you want to order online. One female customer wasn't having any of this. So what she did is she took out a gun and demanded to speak to the manager. Okay. The cashier pushed the secret security button that is under each register while the customer stated, and I quote, If someone doesn't make my food, I will be back and there will be a problem. Okay. So now she's got a gun. Someone eventually made her food, made her an order, just in an effort to get that crazy bitch out of the store. Now, you may say, if only there was video. Well, guess what? There is video. So let's take a look at the video of this happening. Now, granted, there is no audio here, but here she is in her bag, and she's being told she has to leave most likely. And then, bickety bam, look at this. She's got a weapon in her hand. Now, say hello to my little burrito. Okay. Now, if this doesn't scream to you as a WTF moment, okay, we're talking about a food restaurant We're not talking about, I mean, now here's I'll get to this in a second. Hold on. Let's finish watching. Okay. And here we go. We're going for a close look. So this is from a surveillance video that was sent out by the police. And they are sending this out, and hopefully they can find this woman. And here she is now. She's taking out her gun yet again to go pay for her food. That's what I believe. She was going to go pay for her food with the gun. So, all right. So here's the part that gets me, okay? She doesn't show one iota of caring about taking or causing bodily harm or even killing someone. She doesn't seem to if you look at the look on her face, she is cold, stone cold. There's nothing in her that says, I'm really frightened about this, but I'm going to do it because I want my fucking burrito. Okay? She's stone cold. Now, can we talk about the level of dum-dum here? I just want to mention, if you noticed in the video, where we're in a time where we should be wearing masks. Okay? Now, in the past, if you showed up in a store in a mask, eyebrows would be raised. But now in a time of COVID, you show up in a mask like, okay, cool. She's wearing her mask around her chin and brandishing a gun, looking directly into a freaking camera. I mean, if you're going to pull out a gun and essentially hold up a store for a freaking burrito and a chicken and rice dish, put your mask back up. Make it harder for them to find you. I mean, in all seriousness, that's dumb. Dumb. All right. So, let me. I'm going to try a new segment out on you, okay? Going to try a new segment. And I even made up an intro for it. So here we go. Yeah. All right. So I want to get up close with you on this one. This is the hut place, okay? The hut place is a time where I get to really kind of dig in to whatever it is that's kind of bugging me, okay? So the hut place this week is about the last two stories that I just relayed to you. Now, in the first one, guy can't get beer, guy shoots 20-year-old in the head. Okay, 20-year-old has a family, has friends, have people that love him, okay, and he's dead now because some idiot couldn't get beer. On the other side, we have a woman who just can't go without her beef and bean burrito with chicken or Barcelona or whatever that stuff, barbacoa, or whatever it is that she needs to eat. She can't go without it, so she has to brandish a gun at a Chipotle because she's being asked to leave because they're understaffed and everyone else is needing to leave. So my thing here is that these people just didn't take a moment to consider the thought that they could kill another person just over a burrito or beer. And it's a scary scenario where people, it used to be, no, I won't say it used to be. In the online age that we've been in for the last 20 years or so, 25 years, people get very brave behind the keyboard. And now people are starting to get brave in person. And that's a scary thought because you can deal with some snot-nosed little bastard who thinks he's a big shot and mouthing off to you, but you show up at his house and he's a crying little baby. But nowadays, people are actually going out and just acting on their impulse. People have always done this. I'm not saying it's a new thing. But what I'm saying is that there's more and more reporting on it. There's more and more stories about people just going out and just being brazen and not caring about the next person. And to me, that's a shitty-ass world that we're living in if that's happening more and more. Because, I mean, I don't want to talk about this, but I will. I have visions or dreams, nightmares really, about my children and their well-being. And I have these horrible, horrible nightmares, and I have them often enough about my children not coming home. For whatever reason or another, I have dreams or nightmares about this. And I wake up and I'm like freaking out, and then I realize that it was just a dream and I can get myself to calm down and get back to bed. But I have these dreams. But now I have these daydreams, like I'm awake like right now, and I think about, holy shit, what if Joel's just walking home from school and some ass is having an argument with someone and just thinks nothing about shooting him? There's a ricochet and it hits my boy. I mean, random? Sure. But is it truly something that we're devolving into? Just the thought of human life meaning nothing to the next person? I know that everyone has their thing. And I'm sure these two people have had their times in their life where they've been miserable and they've had shit happen to them. And everyone has a struggle. I get it. But does it give you the right to pull out a gun and threaten or end someone else's life? It doesn't. I don't know how to work out other people's shit. I don't know how to work out my own. But people need help, and I guess this is maybe a mental health issue in this country or across the world. It's a mental health issue. We've been locked up for a year in our houses because of the coronavirus. We come out, then we have to go back in again partially. I get it. So just I need to sort of move past this myself, but in maybe, I don't know, get myself some mental health or encourage people to get mental health. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, we got 6 seconds left. This has been The Hot Place on the Paul Report. All right. Whew. It was warm in there. It was rather, whew. I'm a little warm. All right. Let's get... Sorry, it's still... I need a drink. Everybody, take a drink. It was quite warm. Oh, all right. So, let's do a little housekeeping for a moment. If you want to be a guest or you want to suggest a guest, you got to go F yourself nomination. You got a comment about the show, email me, thepaulreport@gmail.com. Or hop onto Facebook and see the Paul Report and leave me a message there. Where can you watch the Paul Report? You can watch it live here Thursday nights. Also live on YouTube. Anytime on Apple Podcast, I am editing the show the night it happens, and I'm getting the upload done the next day. I'm doing it, friends. I'm doing it. So last week's show is already up. If you want to subscribe to the Paul Report, and I do need your subscriptions, and I'll tell you why. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, you didn't need to hear that. I'm trying to migrate this show to primarily air on YouTube. And the reason being is YouTube offers me a little bit more in the way of stuff that I can manipulate. I still want to broadcast on Facebook, but I want to focus everything, centralize it to YouTube. And the reason why I need subscribers on YouTube is because I can get a dedicated channel name if I have over 100 subscribers. What I like to do is to get up to 100 subscribers somehow, some way. I think I only have like 28 or 29 subscribers at this point. So I have a little ways to go. No, I'd have a lot of ways to go. So if you haven't, which I think many of the people here already have, so thank you very much for doing so. But I need more more visibility. Now, I am putting my stuff out on Instagram. I'm putting it out on Twitter. I'm putting it out on Facebook. So if you are so inclined, please share out anything that I post regarding the Paul Report. Maybe write a review of the Paul Report. Favorable, unfavorable, I don't care. It's your honest, it's your opinion, and that's all good because, I don't want you to lie for me. That would be bad. So help me out if you can. And if you don't, that's all good too. Just, keep coming back every week watching the show, and that'll all be good. I appreciate it. So sharing is caring. That's right, Stan. I appreciate that. So with that, let's get into the thing that people come here for mostly. And I'll be doing, I should do another poll soon. Yeah, I'll do another poll. Maybe for next week I'll do a poll. We'll see how that goes. Well, who's going to win the Cruiser this month? Let's find out. All right, welcome back. So, this week actually marks the first time I got a legitimate and bona fide nominee for the Cruzy Award, the GFY Award. Now, the recipient of this reward doesn't have a name. The nominee comes from a longtime Paul Report listener and even a longer time friend of yours truly. This man's name is appearing in the chat right now as Stan Wanko. Grew up with Stan. His mom was my Cub Scout leader. And Stan is a staunch abider of traffic law. Stan and I varied on a few things in traffic law back a while back, but I did see the light. And now some of the things that he was preaching on, I abide by. So today, Stan sent me this nominee for the GFY, and quite frankly, I think it's worthy of the GFY Award. So today, Stan was driving in his van for work, and around a bend, around a turn, came a school bus driver. So, as Stan's approaching this way, and the bus driver's coming this way, we'll see, maybe we'll do it this way. Yeah. Stan, bus. No. Bus, Stan. Here we go. So, Stan's driving this way. The bus then puts on its flashing lights. Screw the hands. So, the flashing lights come on. Stan begins to step on his brake. He begins to apply his brakes because that's what the flashing lights means slow down, and if you have enough time to pass the bus before the stop sign comes out, you pass slowly. But once that stop sign comes out, stop. Well, this bus driver, as Stan is slowing down, whips out the stop sign. Stan, abiding the law, comes to a screeching halt, emergency brake and all. Now, Stan works in a van. Well, he drives a van. His van, guess what? Has tools in it. All the tools, whoosh, came to the front of the van. Okay? A danger to him, and a danger to his van, and a danger to tools. You never know. All right? So now, Stan has come to a screeching halt. He's turned in the lane because his car came to a screeching halt, and then the bus driver drives 100 feet past Stan's car and comes to a stop. Now, to me, I don't know about you, Stan, about what you did after you came to a screeching halt and the bus passed you. All I know is that I may not have been able to stop myself from getting my ass out of the car and screaming. I wouldn't approach the bus. I would just be screaming. I might scare some children, but I don't know if I'd be able to stop myself. In fact, you know what? Probably I would have stopped myself because of the children. I probably would not have gone out, but damn it. This bus driver could have deployed that arm a whole lot later than they did. Instead, they deployed early, caused Stan distress, not to mention having to clean up all his tools. Ugh. So anyway, because of that, I am giving this to the bus driver. Hey, bus driver, you can go F yourself, bus driver. Ugh. Hoke County bus driver. Anonymous. Go F yourself. Yeah. Anyway. I'm liking this right-on thing. All right. Let me go ahead and clear that, and then I can get out of here. Go back to where I need to be. So anyway, that's the GFY. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick break, run my promos, and when we come back, I got something to talk about, but I don't know if I want to talk about it now. It seems kind of, I don't know, chintzy, but we'll see. All right, you are listening to the Paul Report with your host, Paul Kravitz. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Do you have a nominee for Go F Yourself? Email thepaulreport@gmail.com. The Paul Report will return in just a moment. God help us all.
Hello, my name is Andrew and you are watching the Paul Report. Having known Paul for some time, I only this to say, he is a real piece of work. See, I am a computer-generated AI, so I have to say anything he types in. Darmok and Jalad. At Tanagra. Darmok and Jalad on the ocean. With his arms wide open. Paul, you are such an asshole. The Paul Report will return in just a moment.
Hi, my name is Janice, and you're listening to The Paul Report. Good choice.
You're listening to The Paul Report, and that's on you.
Hi, I'm Sarah Kravitz. You are listening to The Paul Report. Good luck. Hope you have a good day.
Hi, this is Paul, and you're listening to the Paul Report. You know, it's kind of sad when you have to do your own promos. Yeah, it is kind of sad when you have to do your own promos, but hey, I like doing them. So, I would add that if you want to do a promo for my show, let's get together and do a promo. Okay, I'll get you on the phone, I'll get you into the system, we'll have you do a couple takes, bickety bam, you're done in 10 minutes, that's all. So please, if you want to do a promo, reach out to me via email, thepaulreport@gmail.com. So you have been watching the Paul Report right here on either YouTube or Facebook. Subscribe. We would love to have you subscribe. Tell people about us. Say us. Make them think that I'm bigger than I am. And please come back next week for another edition of the Paul Report. I have been your host, Paul Kravitz, and you guys have been a fantastic audience. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a good night.